Technology is saving me. Honestly, what really happened is this whole thing happened, and we were just kind of like, all right, how can we? Our normal procedure is we answer the phone. So people call in, they want food. You know, they call in, we take their order, we put it through our POS system. And we had just a couple months back, our POS company started online ordering. So we kind of delved into that a little bit and started using that. Not the way we're using it now, but you know, it was good. We got a little insight to it. So when this whole thing happened, one of our busiest days, it was just madness. And the phone's just ringing off the hook. And we kind of sat down with my brothers and we said, you know, how can we streamline this process? How can we make it so that everybody can have the same treatment, you know, everybody can get their orders in, and we can expedite it the fastest way possible. So after doing some research, I found this company called Numa Helps, which is kind of like, it's an artificial intelligence call forwarding. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It's pretty new, but
great.
Numa Helps, right?
Yeah, Numa Helps. So what it allows you to do is, it allows you to take your main hub phone number and forward that to text or forward it anywhere you want to. So,
cool.
So what we've been doing, they actually have this program called Eat Emoji where people could call your phone and they say, hey, if you want to order fast, press 1 and we'll send you a text message. We decided not to go with that because the way that would work was you need another iPad and the orders would come in and then our staff would have to enter it. So the way we set it up was that it would all be linked through our online ordering, which comes through our POS system already. So when those orders come in, they're printing directly to the printers. So it's not an extra step in between that, you know, which takes a lot of time. It also allowed us to answer through text, you know, like now we can, you know, we can run the conversation and we can choose who to speak to when and how to expedite the order, because honestly, everyone thinks they're the most important. And we, you know, I'm saying that in a nice way. Everybody is important, but sometimes a customer will take up too much time and it only slows you from getting the food out, you know?
Yes.
So by using text, that allows us to dictate the conversation, you know? Let us get your order out. We're coming out to you. What can we help you with?
Yes.
You know, a day like yesterday where we had to make some refunds, customers are texting us today. We're making notes of it through the app and saying, hey, we're going to call you tomorrow. We're going to refund everything. We'll send you the information. You know?
Wow.
So it allows us to be much more organized and proficient in what we're doing.
It's coming, right?
Mother's Day for us is busy. Father's Day is our real busy day. So last night I was talking to my brothers and all the staff, and they're scared for Father's Day because they're like,
right.
And already we're said, you know, we're trying to learn from the situation.
Correct.
Exactly.
And how can we make it better and more fluid? And I think what we're going to do is, we've already talked about briefly, is cutting down the menu, like doing family style meals only, or doing like full racks, keeping it concise. So if people really want it, they can get it, but cut out a lot of the small little items, because that's what kind of slows you up a bit, you know?
Otherwise, you don't have the time. You're taking care of 10 things at once.
It's like there's this program called It's a Checkmate. And what it does is it basically integrates all the ordering platforms. So if you had DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, it makes it so it all comes to one screen and actually prints through your POS system. And when this is all going on, I reached out to them and they told me it's 6 to 8 weeks just to get it implemented. So at that point, I was kind of like, all right, well, I kind of signed up for it, but then I forgot about it because I was like, in 6 to 8 weeks, who knows where we're going to be at, you know?
Correct.
So, and it's funny, like, I'm the type of guy, me and my brothers, we were against like DoorDash and Grubhub and all those companies. And actually, I'm very happy with DoorDash. They've done a great job. Not only have they, you know, they gave us a free month to try, you know, to start with. Not only did they do that for restaurants, but they also, for the month of April and May, they cut 50% of their commission, you know, for restaurants. And they also took an extra step where the money would come once a week. They made it available where you could receive your money daily, you know, which to me is great, you know.
That's exactly what we want to hear, because that's your research. You invested so much in your research, and also you practice all of this. You got to be real hands-on on this.
Yeah,
a lot to share.
And it's funny because this whole thing, what I've learned is now, you know, sometimes you condition people. We're conditioning our guests. I think when everything gets back to normal, we might continue this way of doing takeout, you know?
Wow.
Instead of answering the phones, we're going to have people order online, because it's streamlining it so fast that people can order, they can pay online, they come in, just grab their food and go, you know?
That's right.
Where before we'd have lines because we're answering the phone, trying to place orders, you know? Now, using the app, what we'll do is if somebody can't place the order online, we'll see the text and we'll call them, and then we'll take the order. But at first, we're giving them the chance to do it yourself. Place it yourself. If you're having a problem, then we'll contact you and help you out, you know? So it's been so much so that we're like, hey, when this goes on, our Friday and Saturday nights when we're mobbed, we're going to do this. Instead of having to have 3 people answering the phone, we're just going to have people order online, you know? They're doing it now, so why can't they do it in the future?
And yet,
we have a huge repeat customer base. I mean, our average customers are coming once a week, if not, and there's customers that come 2 to 3 times a week, if not more.
Great.
So a big part of our business is repeat customers. It's huge.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're a family business. We treat our staff like family, and we treat our customers like family. They're extended family to us, you know.
That's right.
You know, our biggest thing is we're not going to serve anything that we wouldn't eat, you know. So
we will tell you the truth.
And we lost a lot of staff. There was a lot of staff who didn't want to come, don't want to work because they're scared. And I can't blame them. A lot of them are actually myself, I have a heart condition, so I am a heart patient myself. So everything I'm doing from home. I can't go to the office because I'm high risk. So it's been hard for me trying to navigate this at home, you know, with my brothers, and just trying to communicate and run the business like this, you know. So it's been a real struggle, you know. I think especially when it comes to business, small businesses don't get the same recognition that these large corporations do.
Absolutely.
I mean,
that's the purpose.
If you go on Amazon right now and you try and order, normally where you had Prime in 2 days, they're a week out, you know?
Yes.
But for some reason, when it comes to the small business, people are demanding, they want you to jump, they want you to, you know? And it's a small business that gets affected the most by, you know, people like yesterday, people want refunds. So we had to refund a lot of people's money. We lost out on a lot of food. Thank God a lot of people were understanding, but I mean, they even threatened to run over one of our employees, you know? So it's like,
somebody got that upset because their order wasn't out on time?
Yeah, I mean, granted, they were waiting 2 hours, but the problem is me, you know? And at a time like this, we're supposed to be thinking about everybody and our neighbor. Yeah. And people say it, but they don't live it, you know? That's it. And the problem is, you know, people, it's just like a chain reaction. Somebody will put the order in, say the order is supposed to be at 5:30, they show up at 5 o'clock. Well, now we're trying to help them out and get their order out as fast as possible. But when that person who shows up at 5 o'clock, who really ordered for 5 o'clock, now they're waiting. And it's just a chain reaction. It just slowly builds and builds and builds. And there's just no, I mean, honestly, I feel sorry for my staff, and I really appreciate what they're doing because they are really on the front lines out there. We're taking all the precautions we can to keep them safe. And like social distancing, even inside the restaurant, we're social distancing. We're spread out. Everyone's wearing masks. We're constantly wiping everything down. And on top of that, you know, we haven't allowed customers to come into the restaurant. Everything is just curbside delivery, you know? So, so I think that's great. As far as like, you know, as far as the app I'm using, somebody told me about that. He said, hey, you want to check this out? I would have never known if he didn't say anything. So I think that's very important, especially with small businesses, because a lot of them don't have the time or the money to go search for something. So if you
did a great job. You did a very special digging into this. You know your business process. Business process first, technology second, but definitely we're empowered by technology.
Yeah, absolutely. Technology can make things so much more easier for you.
Right, and the purpose of this webisode series is exactly.
So but also pivoting. I mean, the restaurant business is all about pivoting. You know, you're all about changing with the times, you know? So, and I think, you know, one of the questions I saw, you asked about how we opened, you know, we were open from 11 to 8, and then a couple of days later, we changed from 3 to 8.
Yes, that's one of the pivots, right?
Yeah, and it's both. It's pivoting and it's technology. Technology, because we could look at our POS system and we could say, hey, all our sales are from 3 to 8 o'clock. You know, 11 to 3, we're not doing much sales, so it's not worth being opened. You know, our biggest hour, I think our biggest problem now is 5:30. Everybody wants to eat at 5:30, you know? So we're, you know, 5:30, that hour, 5:30 to 6:30 is where we're getting all the orders in. So
now you know the challenge. Now you can put
the process of building a second location in New Jersey.
Correct.
And actually, we were supposed to open this month. So they just reopened the construction site this week. So it's getting pushed back to July. Okay. But the loans are such a low percentage rate that we my accountant said, you might as well apply for it and just, you know, take advantage of it. So
let's not address it then. We want to do really
in the OpenHub, it's great. Like, I really think a lot of small businesses can benefit from it. Because like I said, they don't have the time to research technology. So if there's an area where they could go get some information, it could definitely help their businesses. So
that's great.